I'm back, motherfuckers! Oh, yeah, feels good to be sitting in front of this camera and talking to you guys again about all things movies and entertainment. And we're here to talk about, I think, one of the more underrated action movies that come out within the past decade. Edge of Tomorrow turns 10 years old in 2024. Damn how the time flies. I remember seeing the trailer for this movie. I didn't get to see it in theaters, sadly. But I remember looking at the trailer. I don't remember what movie it was for, but I remember looking at Tom Cruise and I was like, damn, that looks like fun. And then I got around to watching it for the first time. Not obviously this go around, but the first time I saw it, I want to say it was closer to the end of high school for me when I first watched Edge of Tomorrow. Maybe it was into college, and I was just blown away by it. And I'm here to report that 10 years later, nothing has changed. Edge of Tomorrow is still one of the better action movies that you've seen probably over the past decade or so. This one, of course, stars Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, and the late Bill Paxton. It was also directed by Doug Liman, who brought you the Bourne Identity in the action genre. So when Earth falls under attack from invincible aliens in a dystopic future, there's no military unit in the world that's able to defeat them. Our hero in this tale is actually a coward, Major William Cage, played by Tom Cruise. Yeah, Tom Cruise playing against type. He's a coward in this. He's an officer who has never seen combat, and he's assigned to a suicide mission. Lovely. Cage is, of course, predictably killed within moments, and Cage finds himself thrown into a time loop because I guess he inherited one of these genes actually interacting with the aliens in the first act, and he's thrown into a time loop. He relives the same brutal fight and his death over and over again. Think Groundhog Day with elements of Halo and the Terminator in there. And you have seen the Groundhog Day concept reimagined within different genres so many times. Edge of Tomorrow is a prime example of that. I can also think of Happy Death Day, where this concept was used for horror movies. But I feel like in terms of reimaginings, this is where this concept really prospers. The science fiction, epic, awesome action movie. And yeah, the only real nitpick that I could possibly think of to give this movie is that maybe they go to the well with the joke one too many times. Because it is a very funny movie. Edge of Tomorrow, with the way it's edited and the way it's written, like, it just has you in stitches. The way Tom Cruise is reacting to everything around him. Like, you feel the annoyance. And it's Tom Cruise in an action movie also, so you know that he is going to be throwing every ounce of his effort into these sequences, doing his own stunts and all that jazz. Say what you want about Tom Cruise, man, but here's the thing about him. He just seems like an actor who is so all in on his craft, and he is doing everything he can to entertain the audience, which honestly should be at the crux of every person involved in movies. Like, a lot of people credit Tom Cruise with Top Gun Maverick coming out for saving blockbuster filmmaking after the pandemic. So say what you want about Tom Cruise, but I have all the respect in the world for him. And I think Edge of Tomorrow is the most un-Tom Cruise role that he's ever taken, and he's really good in it. You also have Emily Blunt in this movie, playing such a badass chick named Rita. Rita basically is also experiencing a time loop, experiencing the same events over and over again. So that's what causes her and Tom Cruise to team up pretty early on. And I gotta tell you, their chemistry is rock solid. You just can't help but root for these two just watching them play off of each other. Also, rest in peace. You gotta love Bill Paxton in this movie. It's almost like his character in Aliens never aged. Which brings me to the aliens. The CGI in this movie is definitely very clean, and it's almost like you watch Edge of Tomorrow and you just almost feel these aliens as a looming threat. And I think the design of these aliens is absolutely bonkers, maniacal, just so freaking cool to look at. But it also terrifies the living out of you. Now, one concern with Doug Liman directing this movie going in was that there was going to be too much shaky cam in Edge of Tomorrow, just judging from how he tackled the Bourne Identity. Which, the Bourne Identity is a great movie. It's not my favorite of that Bourne trilogy. Ultimatum easily takes that cake. But the overabundance of shaky cam definitely doesn't help matters for a lot of people, and I totally understand why people are turned off by Bourne Identity. If the shaky cam is too nauseating for you that you don't even want to go and revisit Bourne Identity, then more power to you. But thankfully in Edge of Tomorrow, there are so many oneers, so many wide shots in here. You can see all of the action perfectly fine. It's very crisp. The cinematography is awesome and off the chains. I thought the score from this movie from Christoph Beck is stellar. It really amplifies the situation to a whole nother degree. Technically speaking and performance-wise across the board, Edge of Tomorrow is definitely one of the most rock-solid action movies and blockbusters that you'll ever get. And why does nobody talk about this movie anymore? This is just such a great film. It's the most out of his comfort zone Tom Cruise goes as an actor, and he passes with flying colors. Emily Blunt is such a badass in this. Bill Paxton, man, he's so entertaining. And I forgot Brendan Gleeson is in this movie too, and he's really great with the scenes he's given. I mean, aside from maybe going to the well one too many times in terms of the Groundhog Day joke and just repeating the same day over and over, that's really looking for nitpicks and really digging to the bottom of the barrel. I love Edge of Tomorrow, and if you haven't seen this movie before, I highly recommend it. I'm gonna give Edge of Tomorrow an A. One of my favorite Doug Liman projects, one of my favorite Tom Cruise performances, especially in recent years. Edge of Tomorrow is an absolute blast if you've never experienced it. It'll make you want to relive and repeat this movie over and over again. Maybe not die while watching it, but just live and repeat. Which I got a bone to pick, by the way. Why does the studio keep insisting on changing the title of this movie to Live, Die, Repeat? There is a clear difference. Live, Die, Repeat sounds like a tagline. Yes, it pretty much tells you exactly what the movie is. But Edge of Tomorrow just sounds so much cooler. Just call it Edge of Tomorrow, for crying out loud. Okay, alright. Maybe I got a little too harsh there. Well, let me know what you thought of Edge of Tomorrow down in the comments. Let me know if this video made you want to see Edge of Tomorrow if you've never seen it before. Because I love discussing all new things in movies and entertainment over here on the regular. So please do consider becoming a subscriber. It is a great community of geeks, film lovers alike. You don't want to miss another upload out here. And while you're at it, feel free to smash that thumbs up. That would be a huge help. And stay tuned for more videos very soon, guys. Y'all are the best. Thank you all again for your continued support of this channel. It's good to be back, y'all. With all that being said, Back Talk, commence!